The moment your viewer clicks on your video, you have their full attention. But as the seconds go by, you start to lose them. And if your attention graph looks like this, it might be because you're not speaking with confidence. You see, when someone clicks on your video, they want to feel safe, that you're in control and you're holding their hand through the viewing experience. And if you're not speaking with confidence, or worse, you don't feel confident, but you're trying to present yourself as confident, like I used to, then they're going to click off. So in this video, I want to share 4 simple shifts that will dramatically boost your confidence when you're talking to camera. The first shift to make is to reframe the game. And this is the first thing I get my clients to do because it underpins everything else. So imagine that you're in a job interview, but this isn't just any job interview. You see, you've just lost your previous job. You're in debt and you might even lose your house. You're applying to this new job because you really need it, even though the money is way less, it doesn't suit you, and you know you're going to hate it. Even though you're trying to come across as confident to the job interviewers, they can just sense that something is off here, and you can tell they're just looking at each other, waiting for the next candidate to come in. Now imagine this second scenario. You walk into the job interview, but this time everything's different. You see, this time, you already have a job that you love, you have a ton of money saved, all of your finances are super secure, and you just happen to see this job in an advert, and you knew, this is actually my dream job, this one's going to be even better. So you go in, and although you feel a bit nervous, because job interviews are a bit nervous, you just have this inner contentment and joy that emanates through your communication. And in this scenario, the interviewers are seeing a completely different person in front of them. And this is because in the first scenario, you had everything to lose and nothing to gain. And in the second scenario, you had nothing to lose and everything to gain. And on camera, it's exactly the same. It's so easy when you're making content to fall into the trap of thinking about all of the things that could go wrong. What if my video flops? What if my friends and colleagues see my video and make fun of me? What if the whole internet starts trolling me? Not fun. But as soon as you flip this and start thinking of the benefits of recording content, the time and location freedom, the financial rewards, the personal growth, the ability to talk about things that you're passionate to an audience that is engaged. When you not only think of these benefits, but actually let them flood into your system, you will go from speaking with a fight or flight response to a transformed level of confidence. This next shift is called tense versus sense. Even if you have the mindset stuff down, there's something deeper that will either allow you to come across with a connective authenticity or as somebody who has a distinct lack of personality. And trust me, there's nothing that kills viewer attention faster than a good old-fashioned lack of personality. So I was recently coaching a client, and as we were coming onto the call, I noticed that he was somebody who had quite a quiet voice, was a little bit stiff, and was in his head quite a lot. And I observed this because when I asked him a question, he would retract into himself a little bit and his eyes would start going up and he would start looking around as he was thinking of what he was saying. And although he was there on the Zoom call with me, he wasn't really here. So I asked him if he felt any tightness in his body as he was communicating to me, and he said, yeah, he felt some tightness in his chest and his throat. And so through a series of exercises, questions, and body scans, I got him to drop his awareness just 10 to 20% more into his body when he was speaking, and challenged him to see if he could maintain eye contact with me whilst he was speaking, whilst having his awareness in his body. And it was like magic. Suddenly, even though there were spaces between what he was saying, his thoughts weren't perfectly articulate, but suddenly he was here with me on the call. And that's because he went from speaking with his mind to speaking with his body. You see, going into your head whilst in a conversation is sometimes useful, but it's actually a sneaky way to remove true connection between you and the other person. And whilst true present connection is inherently a little bit more vulnerable, it'll actually create way more confidence for a couple of reasons. The first is because whilst your attention and awareness is in your body relaxes. Think of it like this. Your body is like a child and it's craving attention and awareness. And if you don't give it that, it will start getting tense and start behaving badly, i.e. putting you in a fight or flight response when you're trying to speak to camera. But if you give your body the attention it's craving, then it will start to cooperate and you'll start to be here in the moment. And then the second reason is whilst you are here in the moment, you'll start to find that your thoughts and words align and you can speak with way more flow, which in turn creates more confidence. And to build on this, let me present you with perhaps the most powerful concept in this entire video. Forgive me for I am cold. I must put on my jacket. This next shift is called control versus trust. And this is the difference between flowing effortlessly and getting nowhere with endless retakes. So when I was first learning to talk to camera, I was making some sort of practice videos, right? And what would happen is that eventually somewhere in the video, I would completely lose my train of thought. So I'd be talking about something and then I'd be slightly down a rabbit hole and think, oh, how am I going to get out of this? And then, oh, I've lost my train of thought. And it would be really frustrating because then I would press stop and have to start the video again. After a few days of this, I got fed up. And I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna do a one-take video no matter what. So I'm gonna press record and just talk for 10 minutes and then stop recording. It's gonna be one take. And I did that, and inevitably the moment of losing my train of thought would come up. And instead of stopping, I just kept talking through it. And internally, I was thinking, oh, this is so dumb. You don't know what you're saying. How are you gonna ever get out of this? But eventually I sort of found my way out, and I went to the end of the video. So I decided to watch the video back and thinking this is gonna be hilarious when I knew there was a moment where I lost my train of thought. It's gonna be so awkward when I watch this back. And I was shocked, because when I watched it back, it was surprisingly coherent. It was almost like, even though I lost my train of thought, something was still making sense. I was still able to put words together that got me out of it. And the untrained eye probably would not have even been able to tell that I was shaken internally, because I just kept going. And what I realized was I was just trusting that I was gonna say the right thing next. I didn't know what I was gonna say, but there was a certain amount of trust where I just thought, it's gonna be the right thing. And so I started to make more and more practice videos and actually look for moments when I was lost, because I knew that that would start building this trust muscle. This can be a hard thing to do at first, but once you get good at this, you'll feel like you have superpowers. It's like your ability to improvise will dramatically increase. And I don't know any skill that gives more confidence than your ability to just improvise in any situation. Now, obviously, when you speak on YouTube, you want a plan. You want a pretty tight plan with clear points that you know like the back of your hand. But whilst your points are your loose structure, the majority of your video will be speaking off the cuff around those points. And this is where you want to trust that what you say next will be the right thing and start to let go of that control. And on that point, by the way, if you want a free video planning template that will help you make videos that get views and make sales, that is free in the description below. Shift number 4 is ego versus impact. This ties everything together and is the difference between having a sharp confidence spike and then a sharp confidence crash and having unshakable confidence when you speak. The best teachers do not care what their students think about them, because they are trying to simply serve them. They are immersed in the experience of having impact with their students. You see, if you're in the mindset right now of thinking about how people are going to judge you, either positively or negatively, so negatively being, are they going to think I don't know, I'm a loser on YouTube or something, or positively, oh yeah, I think they're going to think I'm really cool, and I think they're going to think that I'm awesome on YouTube. If you're thinking about what people are going to think of you, you're in the wrong headspace to start out with. And how you shift out of this headspace is getting into a different headspace, which is to serve, to help. And the way that you get in that headspace is to imagine your avatar, i.e. your ideal viewer, is in a problem state right now. I have no faster way of getting into an awesome serving and impact-based mindset and out of a nasty sort of ego mindset. And they really want to get somewhere, but they don't know how to do it, whatever your topic or niche is. And you are the guide who's reaching out and being like, I'm here to help you. So right now I'm imagining you really want to speak on camera, speak on YouTube, but you can't, and that's really frustrating. And that image is helping me speak with more confidence, because I'm thinking about how I'm serving and impacting you, and that's allowing me to flow because I want to help. Whereas if I was thinking about all the things, I shaved my beard a bit too short this morning. My beard. What are you going to think about it? You know, I'm probably not going to be in a good headspace when I'm making this video. So just ask yourself this question. Are you trying to impress, or are you trying to express? The latter will always serve you better and will always help you have more confidence when you speak. Now, I've got a couple of resources for you. The first is that free video planning template that's in the description. The second is the 30-day speaking on camera challenge. That's going to help you put all of this stuff into action. And the third is the natural speaking system, which is a high-touch acceleration program for entrepreneurs who want to make authentic videos on YouTube that bring in views and sales. Now, what I've taught you in this video is all knowledge. If you want a video that's going to explain how to actually put this into a process of integration and action so you can actually embody these skills, check out this video next.